The Texas Revolution was in part sparked by a Mexican Civil War in 1835. That year, Mexican President Antonio López de Santa Anna launched a coup, overthrowing his own government and installing himself as dictator. He abolished the federal constitution of 1824 and replaced Mexico's federal system with a centralized state, dissolving the independent states and creating departments governed by his own appointees. Santa Anna's motivations were complex, driven by personal ambition and a belief that centralization was necessary for Mexico's survival. This dramatic shift angered many Mexican states, especially those distant from the capital or possessing significant wealth, such as Zacatecas with its lucrative silver mines. The loss of autonomy and resources led to widespread unrest, including open rebellion in Zacatecas, the Yucatan, and northern Mexico. The conflict divided the country between Federalists, who wanted to restore the 1824 Constitution, and Centralists, who supported Santa Anna's regime in Mexico City. Texans, who largely identified as Federalists and supported states' rights, faced a critical decision: whether to accept the new government or join the rebellion. By spring 1835, Texas was split between two factions: the Peace Party, made up of long-established settlers like Jared Gross who were cautious about taking sides, and the War Party, which included newcomers such as William Barrett Travis and, eventually, Stephen F. Austin. After returning from prison, Austin became convinced that armed resistance was the only solution. Meanwhile, Santa Anna's brutal suppression of the Federalist rebellion in Zacatecas served as a warning to others. His message was clear: any rebellion would be met with force. However, rather than intimidating Texans, these actions convinced many that Santa Anna could not be trusted and that they might need to defend themselves. A turning point came when Santa Anna concentrated troops in San Antonio, anticipating unrest. The Mexican commander there ordered the retrieval of a cannon loaned to the people of Gonzales for defense against Indian attacks. On October 2, 1835, about 100 Mexican cavalrymen arrived at the Guadalupe River near Gonzales and demanded the cannon's return. The townspeople, after deliberation, assembled a militia of 150 men, crossed the river under cover of darkness, and confronted the Mexican troops with a flag bearing a cannon and the words, "Come and take it." The Mexicans retreated under fire, losing 2 riders. While skirmishes between Texans and Mexicans had occurred before, the Battle of Gonzales was more significant, taking place amid a broader Mexican Civil War and signaling Texas's alignment with the Federalist cause. Still, there was no consensus on Texas's future. To address this, Texans convened a meeting in San Felipe de Austin, also known as the Consultation. There, Stephen F. Austin declared that the Assembly had agreed Texans had the right to rebel, to seek independence, and to fight for the restoration of the 1824 Constitution. Although there was no single unified goal, these events marked the opening shots and the beginning of the Texas Revolution.